Let us look at one more case study on income deemed to accrue or arise in India. So Mr. Amar is working as a tax advisor for a law firm based in Lajpat Nagar, Delhi. He has two sons, namely Akbar and Anthony, who both went to Country X in 2010 after completing their LLM from Netherlands-based university. Both were appointed as tax associate in a reputed law firm based in Country X, and they never came back to India since then. Mr. Amar has gifted the following money in the month of December 2019. So basis whatever information you've given, you are told that there is a person, Mr. Amar, and he has two sons. Now, given that these sons have been out of India since 2010, which is almost 9 years now, both the sons would actually be non-resident Indians for Indian tax purposes, because during the relevant year they were not present in India even for a single day. So what is happening here is that there is a person, an individual who is a resident, and he has two sons who are non-resident, and he has given them some gifts. Let us see what gifts are given. He has gifted rupees 5 lakh to one son, namely Akbar, residing in Country X. So there is a direct gift to a son, Akbar. He has gifted rupees 10 lakh to Miss Keen, residing in Country X, to whom Anthony is getting married. So the other son is getting married to a lady, Miss Keen, and Amar has given rupees 10 lakh to Miss Keen. What is important to note here is that they are getting married, they are still not married. Miss Keen is a non-resident for Indian tax purpose during previous year 1920. You're also informed that even the lady, Miss Keen, she is also a non-resident during the previous year 2019-20. He has gifted rupees 45,000 to his friend, Mr. Amitabh, residing in Country X, who is also a non-resident during the previous year 2018-19. So basically in this case, he's also given it to Mr. X, who is also a non-resident. So, while there is nothing which is specifically mentioned here, we can assume that he is also a non-resident during 1920. Because all the gifts have been given in the previous year 1920, for here also we can assume that he's also a non-resident during previous year 1920. Mr. Amar has requested you provide your opinion on the taxability of such gifts in the hands of the non-resident recipients of income. Further, which of the aforesaid recipient will be liable to file return of income in India? Assume that Country X did not have a double taxation avoidance agreement with India, and none of the aforesaid recipients has any Indian sourced income other than the gift. So here there are a few aspects that one needs to consider. The first is, if you remember, there is a section which taxes gifts in the hands of the resident. A similar provision relating to non-resident has also been added in section 9, subsection 1, clause 8, which says that basically if a non-resident receives a gift of more than 50,000 from a person who's a resident in India, then this gift will be taxable in the hands of the recipient. So the condition is the recipient should be a non-resident, the gift should be exceeding 50,000. Now similar to the exemption which is given in the case of resident, in this case also there is an exemption that if the recipient is a relative of the donor, if the recipient is a relative of the donor, then such a gift is not taxable in their hands. The second point is, because all the recipient of gifts are resident or non-resident individuals, therefore in case of individual, the liability to file tax return arises only when the income which is chargeable to tax in India exceeds the maximum amount not liable to tax. Therefore, if in any case, given the fact that none of these people have any other India sourced income, that is something which has been given to you towards the end of the question. So what is going to happen is, if the income received by them is more than, or the gift received by them is more than the amount which is not liable to tax in the case of an individual, then they have a liability to file the tax return in India. So let us apply this to each of these individual cases. So the first thing is, he has gifted rupees 5 lakh to one of his son, namely Akbar. Now because the amount is more than 50,000, so ideally it should be something which is chargeable to tax in the hands of the recipient, which is Akbar. But because Akbar is his son, and a son comes within the definition of a relative, therefore the receipt of gift by Akbar will not be liable to tax in his hands. Since the gift is not liable to tax, his taxable income effectively is zero. Because he does not have any other India sourced income, he is not under an obligation to file the return of income. Let's look at the second case. He is gifted rupees 10 lakh to Miss Keen, to whom Anthony is getting married. Now, the wife of son or the daughter-in-law is actually covered as a relative for the purpose of Income Tax Act, for the purpose of this particular gift provision. But a lady who's getting married and she's not still married, it's something in which case this provision will not apply. Which means that because the amount of gift is more than 50,000, because she is not a relative, therefore this amount is going to be taxable in her hands in India. Now again, the liability to file the return is 2.5 lakh or 3 lakh, depending on what form of bracket you are following. Because the amount of 10 lakh which has been received is more than the maximum amount not chargeable to tax in the case of an individual, Ms. Keen is under an obligation to file her return of income tax in India. Third, he has gifted rupees 45,000 to his friend Mr. Amitabh. So this person is a friend. Therefore, he won't be a relative for the purpose of this section. But the amount which has been given is only 45,000, which is less than 50,000. Which means it will not be covered by the provision of 9188. And therefore, it will not be taxable in the hands of Mr. Amitabh in India. Because it is not taxable in his hand in India, he is not having any taxable income because he does not have any other India sourced income. If it is not taxable in his hand, then he is not under an obligation to file a return of income tax in India. So to conclude this case study, 1. If the amount is more than 50,000, then you move on to the next step. In this case, because in the case of Mr. Amitabh, that 50,000 was not exceeded, so his case was not covered. Second, the person who has received should not be a relative. If he is a relative, the exemption is there, then this income is not taxable, the gift is not taxable in their hands. But if he is not a relative, then this income is going to be taxable in their hands. Miss Keen, because she is getting married, she is still not married, she is not falling within the definition of relative, and therefore this income would be taxable in her hands. Because it exceeds the maximum amount chargeable to tax, not chargeable to tax, therefore she is under an obligation to file her return of income tax in India.